Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janna Ballabha Shri Radharani Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Bandachari Yamuna Tira Bandachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Shri Radharani Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Bandachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we're reading today from Srimad-bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 1, Text 18, actually 18 and 19. 18 has no purport. So, Gaur Bhutvashru Mukhi Tina Krandanti Karulang Vibo Upasthitantike Tasmai Vyasanam Samavochata Gaur Bhutvashru Mukhi Mukti Gaur Bhutvashru Mukhi Tina Kandanti karunang vivo Upastitantike tasmai Vyasanang samavochata For Bhutvashru Mukhi Hina Kandanti karunang vivo Upastitantike tasmai Vyasanang samavochata For Bhutvashru Mukhi Hina Kandanti karunang vivo Siddharthika Jasmai Yasanan Samavochata For Bhutvashru Mukhi Kandanti karunang vivo Upastitantike tasmai Yasanan Samavochata For Bhutvashru Mukhi Vadanti karunang vivo Upastitantike tasmai Yasanang samavochata Mokhabuddhi Hina Anilang vivo Upastitantike tasmai Yasanang samavochata Word for word. Goha. The shape of a cow. Bhutva. Assuming. Ashramukhi. With tears in the eyes. Kina. Very much distressed. Kandanti. Weeping. Karunam. Piteously. Vivo of Lord Brahma. Upastita appeared. Antike in front. Tasmai unto him, Lord Brahma. Vyasanam her distress. Samavochata submitted. Translation. Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow. I'll read first. Very much distressed, with tears in her eyes, she appeared before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune. So, now you repeat. Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow, very much distressed, with tears in her eyes. She appeared before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune. So there's no purport on that verse. So going on. Thereafter, having heard of the distress of Mother Earth, Lord Brahma, with Mother Earth, Lord Shiva, and all the other demigods, approached the shore of the ocean of milk. Purport for Srila Prabhupada. After Lord Brahma understood the precarious condition of the earth, he first visited the demigods headed by Lord Indra, who are in charge of the various affairs of the universe, and Lord Shiva, who is responsible for annihilation. Both maintenance and annihilation go on perpetually under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam. Those who are obedient to the laws of God are protected by the different servants and demigods, whereas those who are undesirable are vanquished by Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma first met all the demigods, including Lord Shiva. Then, along with Mother Earth, they went to the shore of the ocean of milk, where Lord Vishnu lies on a white island, Svetadweep. Tweet means island. So, Svetadweep, a white island in the ocean of milk. Om Ajnana Tivaranda Shakina Jana Shivakaya Chakshur Militam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So, this verse, these verses, and following ones, show the very nice arrangement of the organization of the universal government. We have experience, of course, in our modern society. Many countries, many governments, and many problems. Things just don't work right. People don't do what they're supposed to be doing. But here, even on the universal level, there is a government. Lord Brahma at the top is a creator, Lord Shiva is annihilator, and ultimately, when everyone can't, the demigods cannot figure out the solution to the problem that may be presented to them, then of course they go to Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu, this Vishnu is Kshirodaksha Vishnu, the same Kshirodaksha Vishnu that is a super soul in the heart of every living entity, of everything in the creation, actually, including every living entity. He is there. So he is. He's also there on the Svetadweep planet. He's also there on the Svetadweep planet. And the demigods, when they cannot figure out how to manage their affairs in the universe, they go to Lord Vishnu. But I think it'll probably be described later on in the chapter. But when they go to not everyone can see go and see Lord Vishnu anytime they want. They go to the Svetadweep planet, and it's described that Lord Brahma, in meditation, after everyone offering wonderful prayers to the Lord, glorifying Him, begging for his mercy and like that. Then they submitted their problem. And actually, that submission of the problem was not directly shown by and experienced by all the demigods, but Lord Brahma, being the topmost demigod, from within his heart, he was communicating with the Lord, who was, everyone else could not see him. And he is telling, he will tell the Lord of the difficulty. The difficulty was that the earth had become completely overwhelmed, overpowered with a lot of basically bad population, bad leaders, people who are claiming to be kings, but are actually not kings, not functioning as kings, because king in the Vedic sense meant that you were a representative of God, and they were spending their time. We're reading the verse the other day. There are hundreds and thousands of kings all over the planet, and each one of them was basically just trying to show off their bigger and bigger military strength, but they were not actually functioning as kings and helping their citizens to become Krishna conscious. This is what was going on. So actually that was a great burden for the earth. The earth in reality is empowered to do so much. She can provide any amount of food. She can provide anything that's needed. But she has a very difficult time tolerating the sinful activities of the people who are sinful. And so she was becoming overwhelmed by this. So that is why she went to Lord Brahma, and Lord Brahma, in his meditation, he is communicating with Lord Vishnu that here is this very serious problem within the universe. Here's one of your special devotees, who is the personified earth, and she's in great distress because of this particular situation. Please tell us what we should do. I cannot figure this out myself. This is Lord Brahma's prayer. And Lord Vishnu, of course, will respond that yes, I know what the problem is, and tell the demigods that don't worry, I will appear. I will appear myself. I will come to the Earth planet in due course of time, and I will fix the problem. I will personally come there. I'll personally come there. And he ordered the demigods, you all, before I come there, you all take birth within in different families, different positions within on the planet. So you all should take birth in different families within around the world, and become my family members and so on, and then I will appear, and when I appear, then I will stop this bad activities that were going on the planet. And in reality, of course, Krishna can do anything. He doesn't actually need to come to the material world to fix the problem or to kill demons. He can either empower someone else to do it, or he can just by his desire, it can all happen. So The reality is that he comes to this material world. When he comes, there's two reasons. One, of course, is to reestablish religious principles, but the other reason is to give pleasure for his devotees who are also within the material world. He comes to give pleasure, and not only give pleasure to his devotees, but because when he comes, of course, because Krishna is famous, everyone knows about Krishna. So we hear about Krishna's um, pastimes. Then the natural thing is we want to become, we naturally will become attracted to these pastimes. We're going to become attracted. At least if we're very fortunate, we'll become attracted. So Lord Krishna comes here not only to fix the problems of demoniac people with demoniac nature causing problems within the planet, but more so, he's coming to give pleasure to his devotees who are here, and also to give create a situation in the where people in general now and in the future will become very attracted to Lord Krishna. This is very this is significant. Srila Prabhupada in his in the early days of the movement, before I joined the movement, I'm not sure exactly what year Srila Prabhupada published the Krishna book, but he published the Krishna book. Krishna book means the summary study of the 10th canto of Srimad-bhagavatam. This was Srila Prabhupada's one of his great contributions, and actually the Krishna book was actually the first book that I had ever received, and the reason for this was so that we, the conditioned souls in this world, can read this book and become attracted to Krishna. We become attracted to Lord Krishna by Krishna's pastimes. Maybe not everyone who would read the book would be able to understand so well. Saying, well, is this real? Is this Krishna as a child is doing so many things? He's showing the fruit on the witch and lifting Govardhan hill and so many things. But it says so. Sometimes devotees or people will ask Srila Prabhupada, how can I become have faith in this? This is kind of strange because we're accustomed to the concept of God being an old man up in the sky somewhere, giving benedictions or cursing somebody. You go to heaven, you go to hell. This is clear. It's a concept we grow up with. But so how can we understand God in this way? And Srila Prabhupada said you can understand by associating with those who do have faith. You associate with those who do have faith in Lord Krishna, do have faith in the Vedic scriptures. That association is very necessary, and that's why in the beginning of spiritual life, we have Shraddha. We have to have a little faith, and to get that faith, we have to have sadhu sangha, association of devotees. If there's no association of devotees who have faith in Krishna, then there's no way that we as individuals can become Krishna conscious. It's not possible. Any questions? Any comments? Okay. So, yes. Speak a little louder.
Some got a couple of definitions.
No.
Doing service. Doing service is something else.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it all, yes. If we associate with devotees, sadhu sangha, then naturally from that association we will become engaged in devotional service.
Well, just hanging out with devotees might not be service.
Yes. So that's why in the process Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, devotional service. So naturally, by associating with devotees, we naturally get engaged in some kind of devotional service, right? Well, it's anyway. Maybe not immediately, but by associating with devotees, it's just like someone may come to the temple and see the deities and they're around. There's devotees here. If you're around very much, someone might say, "Oh, can you help me? Can you help me carry something? Can you help me sweep the floor, or a little bit of this, a little bit of that?" And then by that association, then they start doing a little bit of service. And as soon as one starts doing some service, then of course realizations start coming very quickly. The beginning realizations of Krishna consciousness start coming because of that rendering of service. So it's and of course that in Shraddha, the very, very, very beginning of Shraddha, before we have any contact at all with Krishna consciousness, is a just like we just to have that little bit of faith that maybe this Hare Krishna temple, maybe there's something good for me. Maybe I can get something beneficial will come to me because of this, because of going to the temple, or maybe because of reading somehow you get a book, a Krishna conscious book, and you're reading it. So maybe you have that little bit of faith that this might be something good for me, and therefore I'm trying to learn. I want to at least see the temple or come to the get some association with someone there. So that's the very beginning is like that. We don't know anything, but we have a little bit of the beginning stage of Shraddha is not like you have deep faith and everything, but you have at least a sense that there's something here that's good for me, or maybe good for me. It's the very beginning. And then later, after starting to associate with devotees, after rendering devotional service, that of course that Shraddha, that faith will increase. It will increase more and more. In fact, one of the main we have first class, second class, third class devotees. A lot of that is based on our degree of faith. Third class devotee means almost no faith. It's very little faith, weak faith in the process of Krishna consciousness, but there's some faith. And if someone is very, very, very neophyte, and hears some very big arguments against Krishna consciousness, they say, I can't, no. You get convinced temporarily that this is not a good idea. But anyway, that's third class devotee. Second class devotee means we actually come to the point of firm faith, maybe not full of spiritual realizations and everything, but at least we become strong in faith. I'm convinced of I'm convinced that this process of Krishna consciousness is the best thing I can do in my life. I may not be able to follow it very strictly, but I'm convinced that this is the best thing for me. That's the second stage. And of course, third level, I mean, the topmost level is the first class devotee, of course, has 100% faith and 100% realization of that faith. There's no doubt that you cannot a first class devotee, Srila Prabhupada, you cannot be convinced to give up the path of Krishna consciousness. They have that faith and full realization of this Krishna consciousness movement is not different from Krishna. So faith is the very beginning, and faith, of course, develops more and more as we become Krishna conscious. It's a very important factor in our becoming Krishna conscious, that having a faith. Anyone else? Question? No. Oh. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. So the process is ongoing. So So there's an example. Somebody came 20 years ago, had a good experience in the temple, had a good experience. They probably got entangled in so many things during their life, but they good experience. They didn't forget it, but finally they said, "Oh, now I have to go back there." So Krishna consciousness is like that. Whatever progress we make, even if we give up the path, we don't lose our progress. So here's somebody who had some good feeling, and they continued to keep that good feeling for many years, and finally said, "Okay, now I got to go to the temple." There's also a story of someone, and I don't know what temple this was. I heard this many years ago. Some lady, the devotees were outside chanting, Harinam, every day, like all day. And this lady had to, she had to walk down the street, the other side of the street, going to her work. She had to go every day to work, and the devotees were always out there on the other side of the street chanting. And she didn't like it. She hated the devotees being there. She wished they'd go away, but they didn't go away. They kept chanting, and she kept hearing it every day for years. So she was hearing it. She was getting upset. She would like to throw things at the devotees, but she couldn't get away from hearing the chanting every day. And in due course of time, somehow she, with Krishna's blessings, after hearing it so many times, she became somehow she got a little attracted, so she actually stopped and started actually listening to the chanting. And then she actually stopped and started trying to say the words. And in due course of time, she finally went to the temple. She was trying to, she hated the devotees before, but now she started becoming, somehow got attracted to Krishna's blessings. And eventually she became a devotee herself. I don't know who it was exactly, but that was, so, but these things happen all the time. We may not know all the actual incidents, but here's somebody who developed faith. They wanted to avoid everything. They didn't have anything to do with Krishna consciousness, but somehow that purification gradually came by hearing the chanting going on. And of course she had, and that's called Agyata Sukriti. She wasn't trying to do anything pious. She was actually trying to avoid the association of devotees, but she was getting some kind of spiritual benefit, and finally the fruits of the benefits came to a certain point that she became attracted to Krishna, and actually attracted to following the actual process of Krishna consciousness. So this movement is very powerful. Krishna is very powerful. Lord Chaitanya is very powerful, and this is and we are in position to share this powerful Krishna with everyone through book distribution, through Harinam, through the activities that go on in the temples. This is the responsibility of those who are part of the Krishna consciousness movement. Yes. Okay, so I think we'll end here for today. Continue with Srimad-bhagavatam tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.